Randy and I met the summer of 2015, I believe it was. I was home for the summer for my internship. I was painting houses for student painters. We went to school together, but we never really crossed paths until that summer. Randy was doing real estate at the time, so his approach was to slide into my Twitter DMs, and he kind of put out there, hey, I'm a real estate agent in the area, I have some houses that need to be painted. We could kind of like meet up and maybe talk about some leads I could give you.
So I ended up reaching out to her, and I actually just came up with this whole scheme of things of trying to get, I didn't have any leads or anything, but I knew she did house painting and I sold houses. So I was like, okay, maybe I can reach out to her and say that I have all these leads to kind of get the conversation started. So I reached out to her and I said, hey, I'm a real estate agent. Is it possible that we can get together to go over some potential leads I have? Somebody has an old house, I need it fixed up, they need the house looking good, you paint houses, let's get together to meet. Never had any leads for it, never did anything. So we ended up meeting in Lexington, and there was like an art fair or something going on at the same time. So we ended up, it was really nice. We ended up just hanging out. We were walking around for I would say a couple hours, honestly. We got some popcorn.
We walked to A&W, had some food, some ice cream, walked around. We passed his grandpa's house, and he actually said, hey, that's my grandpa's house. That's him sleeping in the chair. I want to buy that house one day. So it's just funny because we now live there.
We ended up walking around town, grabbing some popcorn, really got to know each other a little bit.
Didn't talk about any houses that he had that needed to be painted, but I kind of caught the gist that it wasn't about the leads at that point. It was about getting to know me. My first impression of Randy was that he's very confident. I definitely felt a sense of confidence and maybe even cockiness. But I thought he was really handsome, really smart, really funny, and easy to talk to. That first day in Lexington that we hung out, we talked for hours, just doing circles around Lexington. There's a lot of ground that we covered that day, and I thought very highly of him. I thought he was a really easygoing person, and I thought, hey, this person, our personalities match well, and this is a person I want to get to know.
My first impression of Kaylee was she was absolutely beautiful. Honestly, her eyes are unbelievable. I knew she was gorgeous right when she got out of the car. I met her in the parking lot, kind of helped her out a little bit, and I just knew that she was absolutely gorgeous. Just being short, her size, it was like right up my alley, it was perfect. And then getting to know her, even from that first little business meeting that we had, I guess I could tell that she was motivated. She was kind of like that entrepreneur mindset, and that was huge for me, honestly. I could tell that she was very motivated. Just stunning to look at, and funny. I mean, honestly, a lot of funny, just little jokes here and there. I was like just caught off guard. I really was. I mean, right then I knew that I was like, okay, I'm gonna try for more business meetings with this woman.
I wouldn't consider our first meeting a first date just because the expectations were not there that it was a date. So I would consider our first date, it was probably a month after the fact. Randy worked in the city near Royal Oak. He lived in Huntington Woods, and he lived there at the time. So we really didn't have a good schedule of meeting up. We were both really busy with our jobs, and it just didn't work out to hang out. So I was just thinking he wasn't really interested anymore. But one day he texted me saying, hey, I got something weird to ask you. I've got some friends, they want to crash at my place in the city, and I have nothing to do this weekend. They want to crash there, they're going to a rave. Will you come and hang out with me? We can go on a date, I can take you to do this and that. And I said, okay, sure, that sounds like fun. I told my parents I was going to Ashland's, and
I'm sorry, Scott and Kathy, nothing happened, I swear.
I got there, his friends showed up, they're in their outfits ready to go to the rave, and they're saying, oh, can you drive us? And so we had to take 2 cars, so I'm driving some people that I don't really know too well. I mean, I know them now, but dropping them off in Detroit at a rave, and then I meet Randy back at the house, and so it's like, okay, what do we do?
Dinner was good, everything was good. We went out to Royal Oak, and it was just like a good little outdoor bar area. I'm drawing a blank on the restaurant's name, but it was a nice little spot to eat.
I said, well, we could go to the zoo, we could go to the movies, and he was like, you know what, let's go to the zoo. We're right in the area. So we pull up to the zoo, go into the parking garage, go up, you know, however high up it goes. And so we walk all the way up to the entrance and they're closed. And Randy was like, oh crap, okay, well let's go to the movies.
Honestly, I think we might have even went to the movie theater twice, because the first time we went, I realized, I walk in and we needed to get, I think it was her ID. So we ended up sitting in line. It was packed at the time, so I don't know if a new movie was out or what, but it was packed. So we ended up sitting in line for a long time, got up to the front, and then the movie must have been rated something, or we needed our IDs for something. So we ended up, because obviously we're both very baby-faced going there.
So we go back out to the car and we grab my ID.
We sat back through the line, got all the way back up to what we wanted to watch. And I said, I can't remember the movie's name off the top of my head, but I was like, hey, we're here to see this movie. And she starts typing it in, and she's typing it in, and I'm looking, and she's like, that's not playing. The movie's not playing. I was like, what do you mean the movie's not playing? So now I'm getting all red-faced. Kay, this is my first time trying to go out with Kay. Obviously the ID thing was a bit of a hiccup, no big deal, but to rub off the fact that the movie that I wanted to go take Kay to was not even playing there, wasn't even, I don't know where I even came up with that. I really thought I had the timeline, everything laid out.
We didn't even watch a movie.
It was botched. There was no movie or anything, so that kind of sucked.
And we decided to go to Walmart. So we went to Walmart and we bought some boomerangs. I think we bought a kite. We decided to go to the park, and you know, we're in good spirits. It was all good fun. We're just happy to just be around each other. We're just talking and having a good time, laughing. And our plan's just not working out. So we went to the park down the road from where he was living, and the boomerang didn't work. There was no wind, the kite didn't fly.
It did not go very well.
So it's just kind of funny because nothing worked out at all.
So all in all, I would say the first date, it could have been better, but the movie thing was a big hit, but I think we made the best out of it, and obviously it worked out because she wanted to hang out again, so I'll consider it as a decent first date.
Our first kiss, I don't exactly remember when it was, but I remember we were just hanging out and we were walking down by the beach by the broken break wall. They had just roped off the break wall down at the end of the street by the Gilbergs.
There's kind of this rope around the stairway saying that you shouldn't go down there, caution, there's erosion. So Kaylee and I didn't listen to it. We went down there. It wasn't too bad, you know, like the erosion was there, we kind of noted it, but it wasn't like super dangerous or anything. We felt like we could make it down there. So we ended up getting down there. Honestly, I think Kay was the first one to get down there. I was kind of, to be honest, I was probably a bit more cautious than she was. So she was more daring and was like, let's just go down there. So we were down there just kind of sitting on the stairs, looking at the waves coming in, the water coming in. We have a lot of memories on beaches, honestly, now I'm thinking back. So we were just on the stairs, and you know, I kind of look around and it kind of hit me where I was like, wait a minute, this is all adding up to be something pretty good here. We're on the stairs, nobody else is around, and it's kind of like a bluff, so we're at the bottom of these stairs. Nobody around, it's just us. We got the waves, the beach. It's kind of a boardwalk, so you kind of hear the waves crashing a little bit.
I kind of just felt like, hey, this is probably a good place to have our first kiss. I was like, why haven't we kissed yet? Does he like me? Are we just friends?
It hit me where I was like, wait a minute, I could kiss this girl right now. So I got pretty nervous, but I was pretty, I know I just had to do it. It was kind of like rip a Band-Aid off, so I think it was probably a bit awkward thinking. We just kind of look at each other, and I knew, okay, in my head there was probably 3 times where we looked at each other, and after we looked at each other I was like, crap, I could have probably kissed her right then. So eventually, I think it was probably between the 3rd and the 7th time that we made eye contact. I think we ended up just going for it. We kissed.
Made the first move, he leaned in and he kissed me right there on the broken break wall. And
it was nice. It was kind of a quick little kiss. It was a nice, sweet kiss, and it obviously worked out. I got plenty more. I got a couple more after that, so here we are. And that was our first kiss.
Randy is smart, funny, kind, handsome. He loves his family and friends, and he's super loyal. And he's my soulmate.
Kaylee is this small, goofy little bombshell of a woman. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Honestly, she's got it all. She's funny, She's really easy to be around. She has just a great aura that just feels so welcoming. Honestly, whoever she starts being friends with, it seems like she jumps from being a friend to being best friends with that person really quick, just because she's so easy to get along with. She's super goofy too, and not even like witty, funny jokes. She has those as well, but it's just like the goofy dancing. Nobody cares how she doesn't care if you're looking at her, and she dances however she wants. She's wild, she's fun. She's just so easy to be around, and so it's perfect. She's awesome. She's great. I love her, and that's why I love Kaylee. I knew I needed to get her parents' permission, and it was really important to me to talk to her parents. So what I ended up doing, I ended up calling Scott and I said, hey, I'm working on a new sign for your guys' business. I got a couple colors that I want you guys to look at. Do you mind if I come over and talk, show you these colors and see what's going on? So I go over to her parents' house, and we're all sitting on the couch, and I start talking about these colors. And honestly, for a long time, I talked about colors. I couldn't figure out a good gap just because I was so nervous to make the transition from colors for your new sign to I want to marry your daughter. So I talked about colors for a long, long time, and then eventually I got the guts to ask them straight up, hey, I want to marry your daughter. Would I have your permission? And thankfully they said yes. I don't know if Scott had a jab in there real quick or not, but they did end up saying yes, and it was really nice.
The day Randy proposed was 2 days before Christmas, 2018. It was very cold. I had the impression that we were gonna go to the harbor and have his family photos taken by my parents. In fact, it was my idea. I set it up so my parents could take the Gilbert's family picture as my Christmas present to them. Little did I know, Randy had planned to propose. Leading up to the day that he proposed, I was expecting a proposal probably for the 2 months leading up to that day, every day. I was just thinking, oh, maybe today's the day. I knew that he was looking at rings, and eventually I knew that he had a ring just because I saw him looking at a picture of a ring on his phone from the jeweler he got my ring from. So there's that. The day of, my best friend Ashlyn said, oh, what time are pictures at? And I didn't remember telling her about the pictures. I don't know if I mentioned it to her, so that kind of had me thinking like, okay, so maybe, when girls are waiting for a proposal, they kind of turn psycho and they just kind of pick up on just little things like that. But on the way to get pictures taken, I said to Randy, oh, I kind of feel bad, it's so cold out. This is supposed to be my gift to your parents, and it's so cold outside, it's just gonna be miserable. And Randy says, I have a feeling everybody's gonna be really happy after these pictures are taken. And so I said, okay, yep, this is it. I'm glad I did my hair and makeup, and I got really nervous all of a sudden, like how am I gonna react and how is he gonna do it? But also, I was psycho, so you can't be sure. So I was just like, okay, well, don't get too worked up because it might not happen. We took some pictures of the Gilberts. I was included in some of them. Then my dad says, okay, how about let's just get a picture of just the girls? And I was like, that is the weirdest thing. Why would you want a picture of me, Dana, and Dylan when we could just take more family pictures? We didn't even take that many family pictures.
I honestly didn't know at that time that as the girls were taking photos, that was my cue to go behind her and take a knee. So Kathy was kind of, Randy, come over, come back here. And I'm like staring off in the water at that point. I didn't know what was going on, and eventually I was kind of like, I gotta go, oh, okay. So right then I really felt the rush of nerves and everything that was coming. I was like, okay, here it comes.
My dad said after the picture of me and the girls, he said, well, let's just get one of Kaylee. And I was like, okay, this is really weird now.
And Dylan and Dana, come over this way a minute. I'm gonna just get a picture of Kaylee. Kaylee?
What the heck, guys?
Will you marry me?
Yes.
Yay!
I planned this!
You did. You like it?
I'm glad too.
Randy, I am so excited to be your wife, and by the time you're watching this, I will be your wife. So I just want to say we did it, baby, and I'm just so happy. I love you, and we made it. We made it through this crazy wedding planning. We made it through probably 5 different wedding scenarios, and this is finally the perfect one because I finally just get to marry you. And I'm excited to have our life together and can't wait to see what the future holds.
Kaylee, I just want to tell you, we did it, baby. I can't wait to build the memories and grow even stronger than we already have. You know, we already have a ton of memories together, and I can't wait to see all the memories that we build together. I love you. Thank you for being who you are, and I'm looking forward to our future together. It's going to be beautiful. I love you, baby.
We want to thank our immediate family for making this day special for us, and also thank you for everybody's support. We're sorry we couldn't
keep up with our original wedding plans. I know COVID-19 had a lot of bumps in the roads for our wedding plans, but I think it was great. And at the end of the day, we're married, so it's beautiful. We love you all. We appreciate it. Thank you.